All right, welcome back. We are going to go over the Jets at the Green Bay Packers Week 6, 2022. We're going to break this stuff down. Don't mind my dog eating and munching in the background. So the Packers are favored by 7.5. And we got the 68 date numerology, which is good for us, but also 14 and 5 numerology, which could be bad. The reason that is that the Packers have 5 wins all time, and we could stay at 5 wins in our 14th matchup on a date with 14 and obviously 5 numerology. The good news is that Rodgers is at 19 losses at home, regular season all time, and he could get, the Jets could stay at 8 wins right there. We're going to go over all the narratives right now. We're going to start with the 47 and 15 narrative. So from the game until Rodgers' next birthday is a span of 47 days. We know, especially if you've watched my videos, 47 is the 15th prime number. LaFleur is the 15th head coach. He currently has 15 losses. There's Matt LaFleur's record. There's the 15 losses. Saleh comes in with 15 total losses. So Wilson has played 15 total games, and this will be his 16th. And it's a span of 347 days from LaFleur's last birthday till the game. And 347 is the 69th prime, and 6 plus 9 equals 15. So as you can see, the 47-15 connections pile on up. From Wilson's last birthday till the game is a span of 74 days. That is the reflection of 47. And from the game until Saleh's next birthday is a total of 15 weeks and 3 days, and Rodgers has 153 wins total coming into this game. As we know, 153 is the 17th triangular number, and I worry a little bit about Rodgers getting his 20th regular season loss in the 17-71 connection. 71 is the 20th prime, and 7 is the 17th. So we'll see. The downside of this narrative for the Packers is obviously Saleh staying at 15 wins with all the 47 connections, but Saleh can get his 16th loss in Zach Wilson's 16th overall game. And he can stay at 7 wins while Wilson gets his 7th away loss all time and in the regular season. Now, the other downside of the narrative is that Rodgers could get his 69th regular season loss, and 6 plus 9, again, equals 15, right? In the Kabbalistic realm, 6 and 9 is often used sort of as a code to denote 15. Which is part of the Jah name, and in Aaron Rodgers' comments about Jair Alexander, he did use the word Jah, J-A, Jah. So also a downside is that LaFleur could get his 16th loss in Wilson's 16th overall game, so that kind of can go either way, because obviously Saleh can get his 16th loss in Wilson's 16th overall game, but he can stay at 7 wins while Wilson gets his 7th away loss all time, and 17 is the 7th prime, and they can tease the 71-17 connection. With the 108, 54, and 27 narrative, Packer equals 54, and I'm not going to go over all that, but the Packers G stands for geometry or generative or God, like in Masonry. So from the game till Saleh's next birthday is a total of 108 days, like Packer and geometry. So if you write out Packer, you write out geometry, both sum to 108. So this will be LaFleur's 55th game in the regular season, and God equals 55. And he comes in having coached 54. Packer equals 54, and he can get to his 45th win all time, and geometry equals 45, the reflection of 54. Now, 17 is the 7th prime number, and Wilson can get his 7th away loss, and Saleh can stay at 7 wins all time. We went over that. This would make Wilson 2-7 and 27. Packer equals 27. He comes in 2-6 away. If you didn't see my video breaking down the Packers and Giants game, then you need to go back and look at that, because imagine we come off that giant 26 ritual and then we play a quarterback who's 2-6 away and going into his 16th game when 26 is a deficient number equaling 16. Imagine. It's such a coincidence, I'm sure. From Salah's last birthday until the game is a total of 259 days, and 259 is a deficient number. So the sum of its parts are 37 plus 1 plus 7 plus 1, and that equals 45, and the sum of its parts equal 45, and LaFleur can get his 45th all-time win. So that's a big deal right there. Salah's last B-day till the game, 259 days. 259 is deficient. The sum of its parts equal 45, and LaFleur can get his 45th all-time win. It just bears repeating because it's extremely important. Now, 79, 48, and 22 narrative. 79 is the 22nd prime number, and Rodgers could get his 79th loss all time. That's terrible. Salah enters having coached 22 games. This will be his 23rd. 48 is a superabundant number. The sum of its parts, 24 plus 16 plus 12 plus 8 plus 6 plus 4. You get the picture. It all comes out to 76. And from the game until Rodgers' next birthday is 48 days. 76 minus 6, 76, I don't know what I just put here. Oh yeah. So you got 76, and 6 is the reflection of 9. That was the point I was trying to make. Because 79 lost, and 9 and 6. 6 being the reflection of 9, and the 48th prime is 223. Skull and bones. So Christian Watson, number 9, is out on Sunday. And does this mean that the 9th win is off the board? We see this happen routinely. Right? We see this, I've documented this now for a couple of years, that they'll sit a player out of a game, and then that'll take that number off the board in some sort of way. Usually in a very significant one. So like Jair Alexander was out when we played at Lambeau last, and Rodgers stayed at 22 losses, right? And now Jair Alexander came back in London, and then Rodgers got his 23rd home loss. Now Rodgers could get his 24th loss, because 23 is the 9th prime. That could take the 9 off the table. But the Jets are going for their 9th win versus the Packers, and so I think that would take the Jets' 9th win off the table instead. 2 weeks ago, Jair, number 23, was out. Rodgers stayed at 22 losses. I already went over that. Rodgers could get his 92nd win all time at home, which is a deficient number. And the sum of the parts of 92 are equal to 76. And we already went over that, right? 92 is the 8th pentagonal number, and 22 is a deficient number. The sum of the parts of 22 are equal to 14, and 22 minus 14 is 8, and the Jets can stay at 8 all-time wins versus the Packers. This will be the 14th meeting all-time between the Packers and the Jets. LaFleur could get his 43rd regular season win. That's the 14th prime, on a date with 14 numerology. And the Jets could stay at 8 wins all-time, and 19 is the 8th prime, and Rodgers could stay at 19 losses regular season at home. A total of 19 days from the game till LaFleur's next B-day. And of course, Salah could get his 8th win all-time, but that negates a lot of 19 narratives, right? So Salah getting his 8th win all-time would take Rodgers 19 off the board. And sometimes they play around with shit like that, but I don't know. This 43, 14 numerology, 14 date numerology, 8th pentagonal number, it all seems to line up much better. Of course, it is the 14th matchup, right? 14 is deficient equaling 10, and Wilson can stay at 10 losses, get his 6th win all time. That's something to worry about. He can stay at 6 losses on the road and get the Jets their 9th win. And both coaches were born in 1979. So both coaches' date and month contain 113. And we know Rodgers could get his 79th loss all time. Now the 11 narrative, which has been hitting every week since week 1, we started with this giant 11 thing going on versus the Vikings, and Rodgers always has 11 stuff going on, and that's been well documented. 11 and 111. So half of 22 is 11. 11 is the 5th prime number, and Wilson can stay at 5 wins all time and get his 11th loss versus Aaron Rodgers, who is practically the king of 11s. So that would work out, right? The Packers stay at 5 wins. 11 is the 5th prime. And Zach Wilson gets his 11th loss and stays at 5 wins. So that's 11 in the 5th. 11 is the 5th prime, so that works out. And then you have the Packers getting to 6 wins against the Jets, and that's 86. And Rodgers could get his 86th home win, and the Jets would lead 8-6, and Rodgers could stay at 68 losses in the regular season, and that's the reflection of 86, right? So that's pretty important. Now, here's what is most concerning to me, and I just don't know if they'll go this far with the ritual, right? But you can't count it out. So 16, 24, 33, 36, 6, 6, 6 narrative, right? So you write out 16, it equals 33. You write out 33, it equals 66. And you write out 6, 6, 6, it equals 48, right? So 16 equals 33 when spelled out. 24, so Rodgers could get his 24th home loss all time, is a super abundant number, which the sum of its parts equal 33 and 36 respectively. Rodgers could get his 24th loss and Wilson's 16th game, while LaFleur gets his 16th loss all time on the 16th of October, and that would leave Rodgers at 153 wins all time, and 53 itself, not with the 1. If you drop the 1, keep the 53, is the 16th prime. 42 is the reflection of 24, and that would leave LaFleur at 42 regular season wins in his career, which kind of sucks, right? Are we going to do that type of deal? This would keep Wilson at 6 losses on the road, bring him to 6 wins all time in week 6, which is a 6-6-6, making him 3-6 away all time, adding up 1 through 36, and you get 6-6-6, right? And give the Jets their 9th win. And 6 is 9, as we talked about, so 3 times 3 equals 9, which would be the Jets' 9th win. That's a hidden 33. And the Jets equals, in reverse ordinal, 9. So LaFleur could get his 13th regular season loss, and that's the 6th prime, so there's another 6. So this is the scariest narrative we're going to have to watch out for this game. We start seeing lots of 24s. We start seeing lots of 33s. You start seeing a lot of this bullshit. We could be in for a ride. Now, this will bring the Packers to 3-3, 33, and Rodgers' 24th loss, and 24 is a super abundant number. Like I already talked about, the sum of its parts equal 33, and New York equals 33 in reverse full reduction. So this could end up being some giant 33 ritual here, right after playing the Giants, right? Zach Wilson's first completion of the game will be his 33rd completion of the season. And of course, it's Rodgers' 233rd game all time. And 233 is the 13th Fibonacci number, and 13 is the 6th prime number, and the 7th Fibonacci number. So we have the 86 narrative, and Rodgers could stay at 68 regular season losses, which is the reflection of 68. He could get his 86th regular season home win. If you type out Rodgers just alone, it equals 86. If you type out Aaron, it equals 86. If you type out Aaron Charles Rodgers, it equals 114. Rodgers completed 114 passes with 168 attempts. What are the odds that he finished the game where he got a 68th regular season loss overall with 168 attempts total? And he finished with 114 completions, and if you type out his full name, it equals 114 in reverse full reduction. And I'm pretty sure we went over the fact that it was like 312 days since his last birthday or something. So Aaron Rodgers could stay at 68 losses in the regular season overall on a date with 68 numerology. And the shape of the game, Wilson could stay at his 5th win all time, or the Packers could stay at their 5th, and 5 is the second pentagonal number. Rodgers could get his 92nd win at home all time, and that's the 8th pentagonal number. And LaFleur could stay at 12 regular season loss all time. So I'd say overall the testimony from the pentagonal narrative favors the Packers. In the square narrative, the Jets could get their 9th win all time versus the Packers, 3rd square number. In Wilson's 16th game all time, the 4th square number, giving LaFleur his 16th loss all time, 4th square number. That would make I keep wanting to say Russell. Zach Wilson 3-6 away all time, 36 is the 6th square number. And Saleh can get his 16th loss in Wilson's 16th game, and that's the 4th square number. And here we are at the 16th minute of this video. So there you have that. Yeah, this one is very tough to call. Again, if they go with the 33s, we're screwed. There's no way to know. There's no way to know except to say, are we really going to dump another game to the Jets? It'd be hard to see, but I don't see... I don't put it past them, rather, to throw Rodgers his 24th loss, keep LaFleur at 42 regular season wins, do some sort of 13-6 ritual. Even though it's a date with 14 numerology, they're like teasing our 13th world championship mixed with a lot of these 14s. We're getting hit off at a lot of 13 bullshit. Rodgers throwing that 13th interception at the 41-yard line to number 13 against the Patriots, who ran it back for a pick 6, right? Pick 6, the 13th. 13 is the 6 prime number. So it's like they've just been so much of this bullshit, and with Rodgers' 233rd game, I can't put it past them to do some sort of 33 BS ritual. And with 16 equaling 33 when you type it out, just don't be surprised if we get hit off. It's very hard to pick against the Packers in this game, right? Especially coming off a loss in London. But also we're coming back from London, and Rodgers hurt his thumb. And, we're playing our 14th matchup, and 14 is a deficient number equaling 10, so I just wonder if at some point we don't see Jordan Love in there because of Rodgers' thumb. Jordan Love obviously is number 10. And that would make sense. So just be aware that those are some possibilities here. And yeah, we could feel the draft if they start their BS. But other than that, I think we have a lot of narratives on the regular take that favor us. And I think there are, obviously are some matchups in the future that might favor us actually winning and continuing on. We have to think big picture here. So it's very hard to pick against the Packers because they'd have to dig us out of a pretty rough 500 hole in the first 6 games. It's been a while since we've gone there and done that. So I'm going to say that the Packers should win, but watch the 33 ritual. That's really it, right? And just because I say watch a ritual doesn't mean that, I won't, I'll consider myself wrong if the Packers lose, right? I'm not trying to do this, every week bullshit. As you see, I always try to just make a decision because I think it's funner that way. If I go through the narrative and, I see the 33 ritual, but I think that's where I could start overdoing it, where I talk myself into a more elaborate ritual than will actually take place. And then I look away from the very base things like Christian Watson, number 9, is off the board. And that kind of just tells me usually that means they go with a usually they do this where that means the Jets' 9th win against us is probably off the board. And Rodgers can get his 86th home win, and the Jets can go 8-6 against the Packers all time in the 14th matchup. And of course, in the 14th matchup, LaFleur can get his 43rd regular season win, and 43 is the 14th prime number. And that would just make a whole lot more sense, right? But again, you only get one 233rd game, and Rodgers was the 24th pick in the draft, and LaFleur does have 42 regular season losses, so it does make it kind of tough. I think it's good that we see the narrative. I think it would probably be, a little crazy to bet based off of that. Because I think over time, the Packers are going to have a winning record. Over time, I didn't do the expected value of this game yet or anything like that, but over time, the Packers are going to win more games than they lose. So is this one that they're going to screw them on against the Jets, especially when we got the Bills coming up in a few weeks? And if Rodgers really is going to retire, I mean, after the end of the season, are they really going to send him out on a more disappointing note, or is he actually not going to retire? All these unanswered questions that will probably start to flesh out coming up here. But it is week 6, and anything can happen with these 6 narratives. So, go Pack Go. Packers should win. And now you know what to look for if we field the draft. So may the script be ever in our favor, and I will talk to you guys later.